champagne. Purple cups and 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 champagne. Champagne.
Ladies and ugly men, welcome to Purple Cups of Champagne. I'm your host, Hanson Contreras. My man, Josh.
Josh right here to his left, right? To your left?
That's my right, but okay.
Well, on the show, the people are going to look at it to the left.
Nah, they're going to see my right.
FA the product on Instagram, Twitter. As usual, we have our boy...
the Brown Pat Riley on production.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, behind the camera today because we have two special guests here. Yes, two gentlemen, part of Team what?
Wepa, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself.
Yo, let's get a round of applause. Yeah!
It's a hype machine has left the building.
This is going to be a good one. My name is G, a.k.a. Oso Blanco, founder and captain of Team Wepa NYC, repping Queens all day, every day.
Les, I'm running everywhere, also representing Captain Big Queens. That's it.
What did he call you earlier? I heard a cool nickname.
The Ghanaian
Worldwide
Beast.
Les.
Worldwide Les. I got a couple
Ghanaian
AKAs.
Beast.
Nice. I like that. Worldwide Les.
I like that
That's
one. I
dope.
like that
That's
one.
dope.
Whoa.
Hey. We got it jumping right now. The claps got me hyped. I had to.
And that was quick.
I wasn't even ready.
I didn't even introduce myself all the way.
That was a good introduction. What are you talking about? That was a great
This
introduction.
is the best intro yet.
I didn't even get your number. You popping bottles.
I told you, Josh, it's quick. Anyway, so yeah, we met them at Queens Bully, which was 718 Day. I know you heard us speak about it before. The video's still coming. But yeah, we met them there, and they're actually a special group. I want them to talk more so about what they do, because I know you probably hear Team Wepa and you're like, are they salsa dancers? But no, it's a little bit more intricate than that. So
Yeah. Team Wepa is a running crew, man. We based out of Queens. We've been running now almost 5 years. We actually make 5 years in a couple of weeks. If you know anything about the New York City running urban community, there are crews all over the city, and we're one of the major ones. You know, repping Queens. We've been really consistent and growing community, building community, and you know, trying to spread that health amongst Queens residents.
nice. And then it's mainly from Queens, right? I know you guys. Do you have different factions? Or are people coming from out of town? Like.
Yeah. So we just actually started a second chapter out in Jersey. We got a couple of runners in Jersey, and for them to come out to Queens, you know, it gets a little expensive crossing that tri-borough and all that. So they asked us, you know, can we start something in Jersey?
Right. And
we're like, yeah, man, go for it. You know, the more the merrier, and we could spread the love, and you know, just make sure they feel that same vibe that we give out every week.
That's a little far.
Yeah.
I'm always out there, so maybe I'll join the Team Wepa out there and shit.
Pull up. I mean, listen, it's we got a dope acronym to it.
What's the acronym?
We're working. What you think the E is? We're
Energize?
excelling. No, not energize.
What is that, exercise?
That makes sense.
We're persevering. And what else are we doing, G?
We're achieving.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
So
fine.
in order to excel, you have to put in the work, right? So it's work, excel. And in order to
Persevere.
achieve, you got to persevere, right? So PA. So
I love that.
work, excel, persevere, achieve. We didn't want it to be a Puerto Rican thing. We didn't want anyone to feel excluded. Like, I can't mess with them. That
was kind of my thing at first. I was
They're a
like,
bunch
I'm
of
Dominican.
salsa dancers.
Yeah, you know, Dominican Puerto Rican thing. No.
Yeah. So, you know, we want it to be diverse. We want everyone to feel included. You know what I mean? So
I have a question about that. Like, do you guys have like a test that people can? I mean, like a certain level of like cycling or anything that people have to reach in order to reach like your group or be a part of it?
Nah, there's one prerequisite, and just show up.
Okay.
Just pull up, man. That's what we want. We want you to just come through. It don't matter how fast or whatever speed you think you run or you can't. You know, we hold down everybody. You know what I'm saying? All types of levels.
I think the most important part is you got to tell yourself, like, I'm going out there, I'm going to put these clothes on, and I'm going to try this running thing, or I'm going to try the social aspect of meeting new people. And then I'm also going to go there and I'm physically going to move, whether I like it or not. Whether I'm fast, I'm slow, I'm going to do it. But I think a lot of times people forget that when you run, you just stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah.
Just run in your lane, run your own pace.
You know what? Let's cheers to that.
Yeah.
And I got a question actually after that.
Cheers to Team Wepa.
Cheers,
Team
Wepa.
Wepa. I think you got
Cheers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Once
Glad
again,
to have you guys
once
here
again.
first and foremost.
Episode 71.
Yeah. Cheers.
That's illustrious. Dope. So my question is that, because I seen it, right? Like, I am afraid of running. Like, afraid. Like, I walk Josh will tell you. I think he sees my Apple Watch thing. I do like about these 2 or 3 hour walks, right? So basically 8 to 12 miles, and I just zone out like daily. That's what I do early in the morning. But then I think of running, and there's times where I'm walking, right? I'm in the park, and I'm like, come on, just run a little bit. And then I'll run, and I'm like, oh, my shins, I can't do this. And I like quit. Like, did you guys start off as runners, or did you like get to Team Wepa and develop that? Like, how'd it happen?
You want me to go? You want to start?
I mean, listen.
You tell yours. You go.
Yeah, so I played football in high school. I played, basketball, whatever the case may be. And then, I started my little family, and, I just started sticking to the gym or whatever. And I actually lost one of my former students to cancer.
Nice.
And, it kind of motivated me to say I'm living a lifestyle that's not, conducive to being healthy. And I said, I got to do something. So someone introduced me to a running club, and I instantly fell in love with it. At the age of 35, it wasn't like out of college or anything like that. So I fell in love with running right away, and I'm telling you, like, if these chairs could talk back to us, I would find a way to convince them to come running with me, because this shit just changed my life. I started looking different, thinking different. It just felt different, man, and just trying to set an example for my kids and my community, and I'm pretty sure Les has a similar story.
Oh, mine was like a big trick. So one of my best friends, I'll shout him out, Hakeem Simmons. We were roommates at the time. We were both alumni from St. John's. We were living like in somewhere in Jamaica, right off Liberty Ave. And then one day,
shout out Little Guyana.
Yeah, one day we lived literally right up the block from that club over there on Liberty. Whatever.
Why I gotta know?
You just shouted out Little Guyana. You obviously know a lot about it.
Probably like Amazura or something like that.
No, it's not Amazura. I've been to Amazura.
No.
It's right on Liberty. It might be Juve.
Maybe it is.
Or
Has to
one
be.
of the clubs.
Nah,
but we lived right over there, and he knocks on my door like, yo, bro, there's this race coming up, but it's not really a race. It's a party at every mile.
Oh, that's fire.
I just signed up for it. It's a half marathon. And I'm like, this is like 2015. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? A party? Yeah. I'm going to pull up. I'm there. I heard party.
Yeah.
So I thought nothing about it. Months passed. I'm like, yo, why is this party so far away? And why'd you sign up so early? I'm like, this party's in October, and you telling me to sign up in July, August?
Yeah.
So throughout the summer, he would go out, go on his little jog. I'm like, yo, why is this dude going out a run for? Like, this is a party at every mile. It'd be all right. And then race day comes, and I wasn't even thinking about running. I was thinking about looking fresh. I'm like, yo, I'm going to the Nike outlet. I'm going there. I'm going to go get pretty. I'm going to coordinate. And it's funny because the race was called a Rock and Roll Half Marathon, and it was in Brooklyn. And what I didn't realize was the name was so catchy. I'm like, oh, rock and roll is a big party. It ended up not being a big party. It ended up being a half marathon. And what happens is at every mile,
There's no
they
dancing.
play an instrument on the course for the runners.
Yeah.
So at mile one, I'm thinking, yo, mile one. I get to mile one. I'm like, oh, yeah, we about to turn up. I'm like, yo, why is everybody still running? Why are they not stopping? I get closer, and there's a guy playing like a ukulele on his shoulder, back and forth.
Keep running.
And I'm like, bruh, this ain't it.
Yeah.
But it's funny. So my first introduction to running was I ran a half marathon. Like,
That's
no
crazy.
training, no knowledge about running. I think the distance for a half marathon was 13.1 miles, and I kept riding 13K. I was so confused. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But that's basically how I got into running. So from there, I was like, yo, I need to figure this thing out.
Wait, that was like your wake-up
I was
call?
going to
Like,
say,
yo, I
yeah,
like
because,
this
yeah,
shit?
so you ended up liking that.
I ended up liking it, and the reason I ended up liking it is because after, you got your medal. I got my first medal, and I swear to God, I wore that medal all day. Like,
Went to the grocery store.
all day. And then the worst part is I have 3 letters in my name, and he spelled my name wrong because you get your medal engraved with your,
Oh,
with
that's
your
dope.
time
That's
after.
dope, yeah.
So my name is Les. It was LES, and she put LESS. So now I have 2 medals. So I'm walking around Brooklyn like, yo, I did 2 of these joints today. So, but since then, I I did some research, and then I just started tapping into different urban running crews around New York City. And I forgot how me and G met. One day I ended up running into G. I think I typically ran into him everywhere, but I was just like getting into the sport. But prior to that, didn't play nothing in high school.
So you weren't like a prior athlete?
No athlete, no professional, not even soccer. My whole thing was, I felt like my parents like, yo, he's too short. We gonna waste money.
That's what my mom did. Yeah,
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
He's small. We not investing in sports.
Yeah. Good luck.
This is not the deal breaker.
Even when
for
I
him.
wanted, she would just hand me a
Yeah.
calculator.
Right. You're like, nah, this ain't
Here's a
it.
protractor.
Go figure it out.
Yeah, so running literally came after like post college, basically for me.
Oh wow. That gives you hope. That gives you some hope, man.
I don't know.
I'm saying because you haven't started. You
You
don't
said
want-
it was at 35. I'm 37 right now, so I start thinking like, damn, I can still do it.
Word. Listen, it's
That
the
should be
only-
fucking with me.
Yo, it's the only sport that you can pick up literally whenever. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that start at 70, 65, whatever, and they...
I think I read somewhere a guy started running at 87.
It's
Ran his
crazy.
first
Are you
marathon.
serious?
87.
Bananas.
Wow. So the first time G, we met
I'm ready.
was at Queens Bully, I believe, when you guys were getting together for your run. So how'd you guys? What's the affiliation with Queens Bully? I see you with the hat today.
Right.
And how did you guys like pick that spot to like just actually meet
Stopped
up and
there for
do
a
your
beer
runs?
one day.
Right. Yeah. Shout outs to Siraj and Ronan. Ro is running his first marathon in November, New York City.
Nice,
So
nice.
we been trying to get
Oh,
him
he
ready.
didn't tell me that.
Nah.
He didn't tell me that, yo.
That's why he was going light on the wings that day.
Yeah.
Word.
He
Makes
actually
sense.
told us that day. He was like, "Yo, I'm actually running New York City too. I got to, I'm doing it for charity.
That's
so
fire.
that's pretty
Amazing.
dope. So shout out to them, man. So we've been using different locations throughout the city. Different. We started on the track, and then we started doing, the street, the social runs throughout Queens. And then we was like, you know what? This is a social event, so we need to add food and beer, right? You need to add that to it because, it can't just be like, all right, we're gonna go for a run, and all right, I'm going home. I'm going my way, you go your way. We wanted to also have a social aspect to be part of it. So we actually started doing that in Corona Diner.
Okay.
When All the Right they were owning the spot.
Yeah.
So we were meeting up in Corona Diner. We would drop off our bags and stuff, and then just run through Corona, run to the Unisphere, run to City Field, whatever. And then COVID hit, right?
Okay.
So once COVID hit, like, all right, we had to change pace, change things around, and we still want to go back to Corona. So we started meeting about All the Right. So All the Right was Love, G, and everybody over
shout to
there.
All the Right. Yeah, those are
man,
guys.
that's
For
family,
sure.
man. Julian, G. I mean, whatever we wanted, whatever they always took care of us. But then we lost the whole, the food and the drink stuff. So he's like, you know what, we got to find another spot. So my man Jose was like, yo, I know somebody over there at the Bully. Let's check them out. So we were calling them like, yo, what's up? We want to run with we want to run through there. And we weren't getting no response. We was emailing and everything. We said, you know what, fuck that. We're gonna run over there. So we ran over there one day and we spoke to the manager at the time. And he was like, yeah, I did something uptown. It's very similar with Foot Locker, whatever.
Was he a Dominican dude?
Yeah.
the manager-
Real heavy accent?
Yeah.
The manager is the
thought like this?
original member.
Thought like this?
Yeah, I mean,
He's an original member
He's
from
on the
Comes to
podcast.
Champagne.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
family.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's family.
Alex,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
okay.
That's our cousin.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Real good dude.
Small
Like,
world,
yeah.
man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, he was very receptive to the idea, and we were like, yo, this is what we want to do. So we was like, yo, we're going to have maybe 10, 15 people. We just need that section right there. And I think the second or third week, we had like 30, 40 heads. We were like, yo, this shit.
Yeah,
how we gonna
when
fit
I
everybody
met
in
you,
here?
y'all were
That's
deep.
fire.
Like you were like,
Yeah.
yo, what up? And you're like, yeah, we back here, and y'all had like the whole
Yo,
like,
the whole Queens Boulevard, that whole block
Right,
from
yeah.
the Bully to PC Richie, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, it's been a blessing, and I think, it's not only the vibes are dope and the food is amazing and the atmosphere, but just, after going through so much, stuff with COVID and not being able to come outside, like people are trying to find something to do. They really want to, be together and build a network and socialize.
makes you feel a part of something.
Yeah, for real. So, it's been a blessing. So the timing has just been perfect. Siraj is,
Yeah.
shit,
But also, shout out to Queens Bully, for me, it's the workers, the staff
yes.
there.
Yeah.
They
Shout out
will
to staff.
they will drop anything. I don't know what the interview process is, but they're not gonna let the name look bad at all.
Right.
That's a good
My
point.
cup
Yeah,
is
sure.
empty.
Yeah.
They're picking
But that
it
starts
up.
with the leadership, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That definitely starts with
And
And
the
the,
leadership.
and the family like environment that they have, man.
Right.
They really like, yeah.
So no matter who's in charge or who's managing the restaurant, they make sure that we're taken care of. There's water there for the runners.
Yeah.
No runner has finished the run and said, there's not water waiting for me at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fire.
I know you guys mentioned that that Ro's going to be running for like causes and whatnot. Like, what are some like causes? I know you guys ran for some causes, social injustice.
Yeah,
things of that
yeah,
nature.
man. So that's important, right? So you build community. It can't just be about running, right? I mean, we're bringing all these people together, but we also there has to be something behind it, right? So I mean, we've done stuff where we've donated supplies to Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. We did just recently we did a run for justice in November leading up to the elections, which was big because we feel like a lot of times in our community, people that vote are going to vote blue, right? So it can't just be that, because what happens, in my opinion, or in our opinion, is like these politicians, they don't come into the hood.
Yeah.
They're like, well, they're gonna vote one way anyway, so why even bother?
Correct.
Yeah.
So we gotta hold them accountable. We've been doing, the Black Lives Still Matter. We have a Queens Running Collective where we have other crews that are involved. So we've just been trying to find different initiatives. Stop the Asian hate and all that stuff. So, again, we have a community and there's so many resources, and why not? Let people see what we're doing and support what's going on. The big fire that happened in Jackson Heights, 89th Street.
Yeah.
We try to collect some funds and some supplies, just to help out, because, we're using Queens for our platform, so we got to give back to Queens, and I think that's important.
Especially that social aspect you were talking about.
100%.
Because that's the thing I see. Like, even when we were at 718 Day and I saw you guys running away, I'm like, damn, that's not running away, but going to run.
Yeah.
I saw, I'm like, damn, that's fire. They got like a whole community shit going on.
Man.
Like, I could see why people would want to show up every Saturday, even if I'm like tired, or every Thursday it is, right?
Yeah.
Thursday nights.
Even if I'm tired and whatnot. Especially, that's a crazy time, because that's after work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could just imagine, like, do you guys ever feel like, damn, gotta go do this run?
It goes back to showing up for yourself, and also, like, we go back and forth. Like, even with the weather, we're like, is anybody gonna come? Are people still gonna? It's pouring less. You really think people are gonna come? And then it makes us think, like, mentally, there's a reason these people show up. Whether Queens Willie got the best lemon pepper wings,
That could be. That could be. Yeah.
whether they've made a new friend, whether this is just their release from society, whether it's just every time you open your phone, bills, like now, the infomercial. It's just a lot going on in this world. So running is a release. It also lets you know that somebody is here to outrun their problems, or just think throughout the run. Or some people come and plan stuff as they're like if you're going for your walks, I know your mind is
my
working.
Creative outlet.
Yeah.
Like, that's my disconnect. That's
Absolutely.
like, I come up, I'm a writer, so I come up with songs and stuff while I'm doing
Absolutely,
that. Like,
yeah.
everything hits, especially
Right.
the fresh air. I know you guys are very, in tune with what's going on. You've seen the Simone Biles thing over the mental health.
Yes.
You're discussing that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? Like, because I know the big thing everybody's saying is, she's there repping for the Olympics.
Yeah.
She's a supreme athlete. She should be able to get through this.
It matters when it's country versus country. Like, you feel like you
Yeah.
let people. Not saying we would, but people would feel like she let the country down in a certain way or whatever. So
Because I'm sure when you're out there, you just said it.
Yeah.
That's your like mental release.
Yeah,
but there's
absolutely.
times where it might be like you're just not in it.
I think me and G often talk about this, and it goes back to us saying showing up every day to be somebody, which is because we're both in the field of education, right?
Okay.
And I teach fifth graders, right?
Oh, that's
So no
That's
matter
dope. Yo, that's so dope,
what
man.
I go through, they expect me to be this guy every day.
What's your
Educate
teacher
them.
name?
I'm Mr. B, Mr.
Mr.
Badu.
B.
Yeah.
There you go.
So they expect me to just go out there and just perform and listen to them and hear them out. And I feel like with Simone, the world mentally, they're not thinking about her mental health at all. What I'm getting from it is just the monetization of it
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
and just the dialogue behind. Oh man, now you just messed up this sponsor, or you just did this for us. Now we're not going to have this in this category.
Yeah.
You know what that means for this account?
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like the world doesn't see what she probably even went through before even getting there. Because a lot of times before you even get to the Olympic stage, the hardest battle is injury free. It's like making it to the show. Like, you say you write, it's like making sure you remember all your lyrics.
Yeah.
And people don't understand the mental strain. Like she needs to be healthy and she needs to remember her routine and what she's going to do to perform and win this medal. So the way society plays itself is where we live like in a quick, fast media thing where we push all the important things to the back and just say, no, you go get us the medal. That's it. I don't want to hear about how you're feeling up there.
That's
we
to me.
We didn't ask for that.
One boo-boo, and she got a broken neck.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid, you get your name in, your head ain't in the game.
Right.
It goes a lot further than just perform.
Right.
Like, your body can do it.
100%.
And it's not just even that, man. Just think, I used to coach basketball in East New York, Brooklyn. The kids.
He's from East New York. There you go.
Right on Picking in Vermont. So
Oh, yeah.
I remember being at Gersh. You know Gersh.
Our first Brooklyn reference.
It was definitely a war zone. A war zone.
Drink to that.
Yo, shout out to Brooklyn, G.
Word.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
yeah, shout out Brooklyn.
We can all day.
Listen, so I rep Queens.
They couldn't wait.
Because I gotta
Shout it out. Shout it
I
out.
gotta say this, man. Because
Look, he's mad happy.
I'm from Flatbush, you know what I mean? And a lot of you Queens
What are we
cats-
doing here?
Nah, hold on. A lot of you Queens cats don't realize your favorite rapper is actually also was born in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. That's Nazir Jones. So before,
My favorite rapper is Jay anyway, so I'm regardless. Like,
but most Queens cats it's Nas. But back to the whole Simone thing. I remember being in the gym and there was hundreds of kids in the gym, and I would sit there and be like, man, if one kid out of these 100 kids makes it to even a Division II school, that's a success.
For sure.
Right? And you got to multiply those hundreds by hundreds of gyms just in New York City. Now, we're not even talking about Oklahoma and Florida and Cali. So, like, the pressure and the amount of repetition and just getting into the Olympics, like that right there, I wouldn't be able to deal with that pressure. So, once you're on the biggest stage of your career, your professional or whatever athletic career, like, could you imagine the pressure that Shorty had to go through? You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna bust. It's not for everybody.
And she's a prior champion.
Yeah, for real.
Everybody's
Prior
just
champion.
expecting.
She's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Look at Dave Chappelle, man. Like, what I'm saying? He got to a point where it was like, yo, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting on the dress.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I see you wearing the bull shorts. If you remember, after MJ's father passed, he took like 2 years off of basketball, and nobody was talking about mental health back then. They just said that, he just doesn't have a passion for it anymore, and he just wanted to play baseball. But who knows if he was just like, I just need to take my... I know people have this stupid myth about the mafia and all that stuff, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what really happened. What really happened is like, I lost someone who's a constant in my life, who came to all my games, and now he's not there anymore. I need to take myself away from the constant reminder of, playing ball and not seeing my father there, right?
right. I mean, when we spoke about teaching or being in the classroom.
I'm sorry. What grade do you teach, by the way?
I'm a middle school dean. I'm
okay, nice.
You're
a dean. Nice.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah. Or the good guy, man.
Or the good guy. Yeah.
To me, it was the good guy.
I try to be both.
Definitely the good guy.
Why? Because he was
bad kids.
Because he had
These are
perfect
good
timing.
guys.
They want to talk to him. They want to talk to him.
They level down to kids.
Right.
That's why I used to go to Mr. Broncatello's office. Like, yo, she picked on me again. The teacher's picking on me, man.
I think they do stuff to come speak to me, but or whatever. But as a teacher, you're putting on a show. If you got 4 classes, you're putting on a show 4 times a day.
That's kind of crazy.
It's like you're going on
I never
tour
thought about that.
every single day.
Yeah.
And you got to be on point. So the day that Les or myself says, yo, I don't got it today.
Yeah.
They frown upon you. Like, yo, what do you mean you don't got it today? What do you mean you can't?
Right.
So the same thing with Simone. Like, you got to be on it every day. And to get to the highest level, bro, that pressure's got to be something else, man.
But you can't call out and say, I'm not showing up. You got to wait till summer to get your day off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
summer's a lovely, man.
It's a little different. It's a little different. No, I'm saying that's a tribute to teachers. Like, teachers have to, strap their boots on and just get
we get days off, but again, it's frowned upon. Like, because now I got to look for substitutes. I don't
know, man. My teachers were never out, yo. I never had substitutes, man.
No, I wanted those. I wanted those kind of teachers.
You must have been at a good school because the bad schools, they call out all the time.
Maybe out.
I ain't go to school in Eastern New York.
There you go. Queens boy. Word.
Kind of going back to MJ, right? So, like, in his day, like, you couldn't be hurt or you couldn't have, like, a mental, lapse or whatever the case would be and just not want to play.
Yeah.
So do you think athletes now are going to use that as a crutch to be like, okay, well, you know what? I could just say that, I'm just going through some shit and no one will expect anything from me.
I think that's,
it's a slippery
yeah.
it's a slippery slope.
That's
like
scary
that's like
because I have
just,
that-
there could be some
yeah.
guys that do that,
No, they're gonna do it.
or girls that do that, and just say, hey, you know what? This
There's two
way,
things.
this way, everyone will kind of. I want to say they're victimizing themselves, and then it,
No,
it
but they
sucks.
are.
It sucks for people who are actually going through that mental, like
Yeah.
that struggle, where they could be using that as like, yo, hey, you know what? I didn't play well today. I went 0 for 4 today in baseball because my mom wasn't right.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna say, all right, well, I feel bad for him.
We was talking. I'm sorry, Les. Just because we was just talking about Brooklyn and think about Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
that's
everyone
perfect.
is
I was gonna
clowning.
mention that, yeah.
Everyone is clowning him.
Particular day, yeah.
And social media is man.
Yo.
Yeah.
You can't escape it. So like, I need a day off or I need to go take care of something. And again, he's at the highest level, so he's got to perform every night. They want to see Kyrie drop 30 every night.
Right.
But he's probably going through some shit that I can't be there tonight. I need some days off.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, you get frowned upon because you're going through some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is I think you brought up the MLB reference. I know in the league now they have a mental health coach that travels with the team.
Okay.
And probably didn't have that back in the day.
No.
They definitely.
Yeah.
And-
that was liquor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they have it.
Yeah.
And I
Coke, I
think-
was going to say 86 Mets, man.
I think
That's why they were nasty.
Exactly.
Ooh. I mean, I did hit a locker room. It was a little spicy.
Shout out to Keith Hernandez, man.
Word.
But no, I feel like society has finally just let for some leagues, like, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
You didn't perform well today. All right, we have a coach. It's like before.
They got 162 games.
Yeah. And you would think that this should have been at the top of the hiring list because these players are making what 150 million, 200. How do you expect them to even perform like this when mentally or even their mindset going into the game isn't there?
Yeah.
So I think MLB's done a great job with having. I think most teams have a mental health coach that travels with the team because you have to remember you leave your family, you're on the road for X amount of time.
Yeah, March to October.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I was coming up with like the topics, and we were discussing it privately, and then we gave it to you guys. It was kind of like I'm like, dang, there really is no like right answer to this question because you can see the other side of the coin, like we were saying with Kyrie. Yeah. What happens when I take my nephew to the game because he wants to see Kyrie? But Kyrie's just not feeling it today because he's in his feelings.
And you spent $200 on those
I spent
tickets.
$200 on each one of our tickets to go see Kyrie because he wants to see Kyrie. The guy you went on your feet, he ain't do that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he showed up every night. So it's
And some people can't afford it. And there's some guys who barely break the league average, and they can't afford to do what Kyrie does either. You know what I mean? So
There is no right answer
well.
to this. It's just more or less like it's going to be not funny, but it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out if anybody like kind of tries to take advantage of the whole. Okay, we're in a time where mental health is an important thing.
I think that's the give and take. I think that's going to happen. I think it's inevitable.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a progressive.
So then you're not
going
to be able to judge somebody off of like, yo, you shot 1 for 10 today.
No, you can. You can. I think.
No,
But
because they're still top tier athletes, right? So obviously, you're going to be. A lot of them will refrain from actually going that route. I definitely see a lot of people refraining.
Pride
from
and ego.
Yeah, because it's like, yo, I know what I'm here for, and it's unfortunate as well because that's what I said. Some people might awaken themselves now like, yo, I've been feeling like shit. No wonder these past 2 games I was playing bad, right?
Yeah.
So that might be a wake up call. Right. But then again, it comes with the other aspect that there's others that are gonna say, you know what though, I know what I'm here for. Like I'm gonna do it for the fan, and that might get them out of that rut. Right. But everybody is so different that now we just have to.
So let it play out. Is it to the point where like because they make this amount of money that they should suck it up a little bit more and go out there and perform? Because G and Les, whatever problems they have at home in their personal lives, they have to show up for these kids every day. Go same for you, your job, same for me and my job, same for me and my job.
Yeah.
So,
but hopefully in the future, I mean, you're right. That's how it is right now. But hopefully in the future, there's a day where it's not like that, where you can say, "Listen,
we're going
it really
into
is."
the right direction.
Yeah, I agree.
I just think what happens in society is it has to become popular. So,
unfortunately,
so it's like you have to give like pre-K and kindergarten kids social and emotional learning. To let out what they're going. Like, how are you feeling today? Why do you feel this way?
Right.
So I feel like society has to build up to that. They have to make it cool and popular. And I think well, men at least, we hide a lot of our feelings inside and we deal with
It's
it.
like the way, I don't know if it's the way we were raised or just kind of like just
I can tell you that
our friends around us. You know what I mean?
I can tell you that it was the way I was raised. You know what I mean?
I know
Like,
for me too. Yeah.
You know, just growing up in Brooklyn and trying to navigate. You know what I mean? Like being vulnerable or seeming weak was something that we couldn't do because
You couldn't wear that on your sleeve.
because you would have been eating
Yeah, yeah,
alive.
right,
you know,
right,
and,
right.
you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
So it's like you had to be tough. You couldn't let the other person see you sweat because it's a wrap. You know what I mean? You're not gonna make it to the next day. You know,
Right,
so
right.
for me and we discuss this all the time. You know, and I know the focus right now is on women's empowerment and LGBTQ, but what happens to the heterosexual man? You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of like, you may be going through some shit, and I ain't gonna tell G because G gonna think I'm a punk, or I'm not gonna tell
the word
Les.
soft.
Right.
comes up
Not
with
even
that.
that they're gonna think that you're a punk, but it's like, it's hard for you to even admit that because
Right,
it's
right,
like
right.
it takes.
to even let it out.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Utter,
Because then
like,
you feel
yeah.
you judge yourself. You judge yourself in that
Right,
situation.
so I'm
Yeah,
here.
you do.
I'm not gonna cry in front of Handsome because Handsome like, yo, G soft, man.
Yeah.
He's like,
Nah, yo, I cry every night.
yeah, I'm saying,
Like really,
He looking at you
and
sideways.
it's-
He looking at you sideways. He's
Yeah.
like,
Damn,
but
bro.
that took a
I don't
lot.
deny it.
That's what you do on those walks.
No, the walks are to relieve that pain. I cry at night and I walk in the morning.
Right.
It's like, it's
Go
a
ahead,
better
go
day today.
But it's important for us to be able to do that because we hold so much in that it's not good for us. And you start thinking about the future, prostate cancer, this, that, and the third. And it's
We're
because
taught
of
to
all
bottle
this-
everything until it becomes an illness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an
exactly.
old school
And I
way
think
of-
men,
yeah, mentality.
especially, and I'm not trying to be biased or nothing, but I know
That's
I can
a
speak
fact.
for myself. Like, we go through shit all the time, and we keep it in because we don't want to seem vulnerable.
Well, I feel
Right,
like
right.
I mean I don't know if I'm outdated, but it almost feels like then what are we if we don't do those kind of things in a way? Because if I'm having these kind of issues, or I'm like, man, it's tough to get through this, like whatever issue I'm having in front of me. For me to even admit that, it's like I feel like the person is not going to look at me like as a man anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter who it is I'm speaking to.
You
So-
lost
we-
your stripe.
we just
exactly.
went-
So that's like my character.
Yeah,
It's like I have to keep that in and just get it done.
Right.
You know
So
what I
we
mean?
just went full circle, right? Because we speak about Kyrie or Draymond, or when they talk about all these different things and not seeming weak. Shout out to them for being able to stand up
That's a
to
fact, yeah.
whatever. Like I'm gonna take my days and for Simone to to be a woman
sure.
of color, to be at the top of her game and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I'm out. I'm gonna tap out.
I find it funny how some people in the media brought it as like she was being selfish. But if anything, if one of my teammates said, yo, look, I don't got it today.
Right.
Handsome Josh came to me and was like, yo, I'm going to be trash on the show today. I'm just not feeling it.
It depends on who it is too, but
Then
her,
it's like,
specifically.
yo, you know what, Han? Take the day off. We got it. You know what I mean? And I would rather us have, or me personally, I'd rather be able to tell them so that you can have a better show.
Yeah.
And, and it's not hurting the team. So why didn't it come off like that? Like, that's the way I took it. I was like, okay, she's not feeling it. She's not in the mental state to perform. Then okay.
I think she got a lot of support. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and she got a lot of support. There was certain people in the media that was killing her for like
No,
saying
she-
this is a selfish decision.
She got in-team support. Like, the people that were athletes and actually know what it feels like were like, yo,
Yeah,
we
'cause
get
it's-
it.
You don't think it would have
tweets
been more
came
selfish
out.
to go and try to get hers? You know?
Yeah, the tweets came out, and I think for me, I always look at everything as business, money.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
You're
you
not far
messed-
off
yeah,
to look
you
at it that way. For real.
But
You
it
messed
is.
up a lot of
At
money.
that level,
for
it's
some people.
corporate money.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
messed
Oh,
up
okay,
a
okay,
lot
okay,
of
okay.
contracts, and you did bad by even mentioning that you weren't stable. Because now a lot of people know. All right, good.
Yeah.
Dope. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
She's choking.
Yeah.
Let's go in this direction.
Oh, you're saying like she might have killed future
Yeah,
contracts?
yeah.
herself?
Or people lose money. But I mean, other people are gonna
or
gain
just
money too,
contracts
but, yeah.
in general. Because
Yeah.
remember, there's a reason this event is not held every year.
Yeah. The amount of viewers that were going to watch her or sponsors that were going to watch, sponsor the Olympics, it may
There's
be
a
effective for
reason
sure.
why it takes a long time for this to come on. There's billions of dollars that goes.
No question.
And I'm not
into
too
this.
sure how much you guys know about her, the backstory, but like she's gone through like a lot of stuff.
You know, I didn't
like,
know
where,
that.
Like with the doctor.
I didn't know that she was one
And
of the victims.
She was one of the
of-
victims.
of
Oh,
that
is
doctor
it Nassib
thing.
or yeah?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Wow.
And she's
She
like
didn't
on,
speak out
she's
until
on that,
after a
She's
while.
on that long list, and it's like something that she loves. That's a constant reminder every day of what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like and that could play a part.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah, that's something that trauma like that don't go away from people. You know what I mean? I would imagine like there's minor shit that I'm sure that we've gone through
Even more of a
as
reason.
men.
Even
You
more
know
of a
what I
reason
mean?
why they shouldn't be.
So imagine that
second-guessing
for a
her,
woman.
You know?
Come on, man.
Right.
In her like her sanctuary in gymnastics. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
her safe space is probably in on that mat. You know what I'm saying?
No,
now,
it is,
like
yeah.
after Duke did what he did, like now
He took it away from her forever.
Right, and all these young ladies, you know what I'm saying, what he did, and And so again, that mental capacity, that mental strength that you to get to that point and to see past all that, that's got to be, I mean, extreme pressure, man.
And I think it goes back to letting people know that we need to put that first, you know? It's kind of like the check-in. Like, you know, you wake, like, yo, how am I feeling today? Recently, G's been going hard. Like, yo, make sure you tell yourself you love yourself today, bro. If you don't tell yourself you love yourself today, you got, like, you have to go back to feeling the self-love and letting yourself know that you're important, you matter, and mentally. Because if you walk around and you tell yourself you look good, you feel good, your mind's clear, you're able to get a lot of things done, you know, and you're able to move around. And although society always finds something to make the headlines, you know that you're good.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
That's
know yourself.
And I think that kind of also happened with, I forgot, the tennis player.
Naomi.
Naomi,
yeah.
And people were shocked, like, yo, you're pulling from this?
Yeah.
Like what have you done? Why are you pulling out of this? You know, people, they blasted her.
Yeah.
You know, and then like a week later, I think her Barbie doll or something sold out like in seconds. And
that's the pushback. I was going to say that before. As much as Simone Biles is costing people money, she's actually going to gain money too from other people who haven't like really invested in her. She becomes a hero. Exactly.
I saw something they were saying that they got writers that can't even touch their toes, talking about gymnasts that don't have it.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
That's what I said earlier. Like her teammates all kind of understood. It's really outside people that are like, what are you doing?
There was a term they used too. I forgot what it was. So I didn't even want to bring it up.
Like, can you clap and stomp at the same time?
Yeah.
Can you clap and stomp?
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, and just bringing it back to running, man, you know, the community that we're trying to create or that we've created is for that, right? Because I don't know what Les went through today or yesterday. You know, Hanson pulls up, I want to run with y'all. I don't know what he's going through. I don't know why he's using this. Is it to train? Is it to lose a couple of pounds? Or is it to escape from, you know, all those demons that you're dealing with, you know, on a daily basis? We don't know. So we try to give the same vibe, you know, make sure we keep it positive, make sure everyone feels comfortable when they show up, because I don't know what you went through. I don't know that you cried the night before, whatever the case may be.
Damn,
but we want to make sure. Nah, real talk.
Yeah, no, it's fact.
Real talk.
It's fact.
So you see how I'm getting humored and making fun of my guys?
Listen, I cry in the
It's
morning.
a double
My
entendre.
I apologize, man.
You know, my tears come in the
Double
morning.
entendre, bro. That's it.
You know,
It's a double entendre.
No, you got him to admit it right now.
Yeah,
though.
no, you know, listen, you got to let it out.
Ja
You know
Rule
what I'm saying?
and Matt,
But,
man, when I cry, you cry.
yeah,
we
for
cry
real.
together.
Yeah, we can hug it out, whatever, man.
Let me ask you this. When you came up with like the whole Team Wepa idea, right? Like, was it like a team effort? Was it just you and the people around you? Did they support your idea? Like, at first, like the very first time you got into it.
So you know, like I said, I lost Rasheem in 2015 in March, and
Sorry
I
for
started
that.
running. Thank you, man.
That sucks, man.
And I started running in May of 2015. And again, I was running with a run club, and then I got introduced to different crews. So I'm going uptown to run with We Run Uptown or run with different crews. And I'm like, yo, I got to pay the Charborough every time I go up there. So, you know, me and this other dude from Queens, we started talking about we should have a crew in Queens. He already had the ball rolling, and, you know, they started something, Queens Rebels or whatever. And then from there, you know, I said, you know, I want to start my own thing as well, you know, because I have different ideas and stuff like that. So, you know, I guess seeing my progress, social media does play, you know, I guess it has good roles sometimes, but, you know, people started seeing me and the way I started changing and stuff like that. And like, yo, we want to run. We want to learn how to run. I'm like, shit, I just learned it myself, you know. But, you know, we're gonna figure it out. And, you know, I had like 3 or 4 family members come out, some cousins and stuff. And then friends and other runners that I knew, they started pulling up. And, you know, before I knew it, I had 15, 20 cats. Like every Sunday morning, we were just running.
Wild.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's
it just,
wild.
you know, and it just kept growing. And again, I don't know why they showed up. I don't know what it was, if it was the social, if it was just the, you know, having a group of people that you had something in common with. I just wanted to lose a couple of pounds. Maybe they wanted to run a 5K or a half marathon or a full marathon. But I know is that we try to keep the energy positive. And this is the only sport that you're not going to have to compete. You know, Les is going to run his race. I'm going to run my race. You
Stay in
know,
your lane, baby.
You know, when Ro runs his marathon in November, you know, he's going to run his race. I can't sit there and say, I'm racing Les. I'm not as fast as Les. I'm not gonna play myself. You know what I'm saying? It's G versus G. It's Les versus Les. And
You're in control.
Absolutely.
I know you said you walk a lot. To me, walking is running.
Word.
Because we have a walk
Nah,
group.
I get it. I
There's
agree.
a walk group
Right.
on Thursdays, and they may do half the distance that we cover, But are they moving? Of course
Yeah, exactly.
they're moving.
Yeah.
They're not they're clocking in a distance also. So for me, walking is running. As long as you're moving, you've taken a step to be your better self just by taking that step.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as one step further than you did the day before.
That's a fact.
So
That's
the
how
beauty
I
of
see
it.
walking. Like when I first started, I would do like an hour walk, and the pace that I was going at, I'd probably get like 2.5 miles in.
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it daily, to the
Right.
point like in an hour I was like, oh shit, I did 4 miles.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let me just
you pick it up.
keep going further, and then it just turned into like something where I'll just, like I said, I'm gone for like 3 hours. Like
Yeah.
5 a.m.,
And your
4 a.m.
creative
at it.
space, you feel great. You're in your
Open.
own world. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally like running.
Yeah, man.
Side note, but
But like even the walkers, so it'd be like 5 or 6 of them. Not only are they walking and moving and staying active, they're actually having conversation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like, damn, what did you go through today? Oh, my kid's this. Oh, my husband. Oh, my what? Because it's mostly female. So oh, my boyfriend. Blah blah blah. And they're having that conversation.
fucking with you.
That's why I take my niece with
That's
me.
exactly where
Yeah.
he's gonna go. No,
And-
I'm saying join that walk right there. You
Oh
got,
no, yeah, I might do
And
it.
it's,
Mad
and it's
opportunity, man.
therapeutic. It's there every week. They meet up and they congregate and they're able to have that conversation and they're able to be active and support one another. So it's therapeutical as well,
I
man.
was saying, I have my niece is 22.
Okay.
And for the last 2 years, I've done that. Like I've pulled her in, and we walk and we talk and we have conversations that I'm sure she won't even have with like her mom,
Right.
And some of that because you're just out there and you
Facts,
used to
yeah.
open and she's like, hey Theo, talking about her life, school, yada yada yada. So I do see the therapeutic aspect of it. I know this week our brunch banter question, which is why I kind of asked that, like, was if you have a loved one, right, that has a dream or something that they want to tackle, like which route do you guys see yourselves going? I know my answer. I want to find out what you guys say. If you don't believe in that dream, like for one reason or another, your man is, let's use an example of running. He's, I don't know, sorry guys, 602 pounds, and he's like, yo, I'm going to run a marathon, and I'm going to do this shit in 2 weeks, right? Are you the type of person to keep it a buck with him, be like, yeah, that's kind of out of reach? Or are you the person like, yo, you know what? I'm going to support him no matter what.
I mean, shit. 2 weeks to run a marathon, it's not something I would advise. But I would never like try to stop somebody from their dream. I don't care if you're 3 foot tall and you're like, yo, I'm gonna dunk that basketball one day. Yo, fuck it, go for it, man. You know what I mean? Keep jumping until you get it.
Well, what happens if he's busting down a pulled pork sandwich from Queen's Bully while he's telling you this shit? I gotta run in 2 weeks this marathon.
That's the protein. But I mean,
yo, G's a good guy. G's a good guy.
Those sandwiches are good too. Man. But and you got to be realistic with them. Listen, all right, maybe not 2 weeks. Maybe you hold off on this marathon. Maybe you wait till next year. And I'm not telling you not to run it, but give yourself some more time.
Okay.
So
you give constructive criticism.
I don't even think I don't even think I'm criticizing. I'm just letting them know like this is not. It's you can do it, but a more achievable goal, a more realistic goal is maybe push it back a little bit so that way you have more time to be prepared for it.
What's your take?
I keep it 100. There are certain things that I see that goes on, and I'm like, yo, it skipped you.
He was at 28%.
This ain't.
I was with him.
This isn't it, but it's. The keep it 100 always comes with a goal behind it. The keep it 100 is maybe the marathon in 2 weeks may not work for you, bro. But I think this 5K though, you smoking this, So
what's a 5K?
3 miles.
Okay.
So the rebuttal is I'll say, hey, I go by this whole short term and long term goal. I'm like a long term, you want to be the it. You got to pass the short-term goal first. Right. And for me, that's just me being organic. And I feel like sometimes people waste so much time and energy pumping themselves into certain lanes and avenues where they forget that I skipped all the foundational skills.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't have a manager. I've never done this. I've never done that.
I see that with business all the time. Yeah.
I skipped all the stuff. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't watch the YouTube tutorial. I wanted the quick get rich fast. Yeah. So for me, it's always the short-term goal. You got to set goals, even if, man, there are people that just have the it factor. They were born into this world. They're just it.
Yeah. Pick up things like,
they're just it. But then there are people that could get to that it factor if they just work on those short-term goals leading up to the big bang.
Yeah.
And there are people that you just are gonna have to tell them, like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If you would have followed the blueprint, you would have been it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have been this phenom superstar in this field of yours. But instead, you want to go enhance yourself with all this extra gadgets and stuff.
That was kind of my take. I'm going to support. I'm going to support what your dream is, but I can't support it if it's truly unrealistic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't fully support it. I'm still going to keep it a buck and then support what comes after that.
Right.
Like, if that same person, if they're like, yo, I'm going to do that, I'm like, nah, that's not happening. You know why it's not happening? Because of such and such, such and such. But, yo.
But
like
it's not a party that I want to see the work put in a little bit, though? Like,
do you mean?
don't you want to see somebody, like, actually taking the steps before you could say, all right, well, this is not for you or this is for you?
So like I coach basketball, right?
Okay.
In East New York. Yo, Rodriguez, my last name. Yo, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to the league. Okay. What team do you play for? Nah, I don't play for no team. I'll be in the park.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what skill set do you know? So you got to like put that in their heads, like it's stepping stones.
Right.
You know, you can't just go, okay, I'm going from the park on Miller Avenue straight to the league, right? You know, you got to join a team. You know, you got to work on your skills. You know, you got to make the high school team.
You got to take the extra free throws after practice. I coach in Queens. I see the guys who stay after practice, and like the guys who run to the locker to go get dressed, and the guys who stay on the court and put up like extra 20 shots.
Wow.
Then I got to say, yo, we got to go. I got to go home.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
Those
right.
are you see who wants it.
Right.
So if the kid who's running, who's going quick to go home, and he goes and tells me, yeah, I'm making it to the NBA. And I'm not gonna crush no kid's dream.
And
I think,
some kids are naturally gifted, like
Right,
they-
right.
Like
They're
you were
nice
saying
like
before.
that.
You were saying before.
They
They just get it like that. Yeah.
They get it.
But that's
And
only going to reach a certain level. And they
Right.
get to a certain level. Like, I made the high school team, but I'm not getting no scholarships.
Yeah.
You know?
All those guys in the league, unless they like 7'11", they all put in that work. You know what I
Facts,
mean?
yeah.
These guys are super
7-11 is a
skilled.
big
You know?
motherfucker.
I was gonna say,
8 feet tall.
I was gonna say I actually agree with Les in that way. I mean, ideally, I'll keep it real with somebody. That's what I would say. Ideally, I would. I don't understand why people would, like, with your advice. Sometimes people would take that the wrong way. Nowadays, you say that to somebody, you give them like a like a reasonable expectation about something, and they're kind of like, how don't you just like blank out?
You're a hater.
Exactly, just support my dream no matter what. But I think I am a victim of like caring about making sure that I don't make people feel bad. I do have that tendency a lot. So I think that while you guys are right, and it's probably best to like keep it real to a certain extent. I am one of the people who probably would just flat out just support somebody, and I'm not even like that proud to say that in a way because it's kind of like I think that you should give people a realistic like expectation about things, but
that takes account. If they want my
people
opinion,
are very you know what it is that people who even say they take criticism well, which that's not even really criticism, but people who say they take criticism well, I've never met one person who actually did. You know what I mean? Like usually
I don't.
Usually, I hear something like you said, a rapper or something like that before.
Humans
I'm like,
have emotions. That's the thing. They made us with emotions.
yeah. But if you're a real
And it
friend, you'll get
triggers-
past that anyway. You'll do it even if that's the consequence.
As
of it,
much as we hate it, something's going to get triggered. Whatever
Correct,
emotion
yeah.
it is going to get triggered, and it's going to linger.
yeah,
I'm like, "Dang, he really thought I was whack, huh?
yeah.
He knows. I listen to Josh. Like, I'll listen to him, but my first initial reaction is like, nah.
Yeah.
But I'll sit with it, right? Because like I said, emotionally, I'm like, nah, you bugging, man. That track sounds fire. I know what I'm doing. Come on, baby. You know what I do? And then afterwards, I'll be like, oh.
At least I plant the seed.
Yeah, exactly.
As
Like,
a good
I'm
friend,
like,
as a
all
good
right,
friend or
right,
whatever.
right.
I guess
That's why I said
guess the most
I like to
important
keep it a buck
Yeah.
because, again, I'm still going to support,
Yeah.
but I have to be realistic with the information at the moment.
Oh, 100%.
Like, with what's at hand, that's what we're going to work with.
But I'm about the constructive criticism. like give me, like, tell me why I'm doing what I'm doing wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
When I started DJing and I used to send you shit, it
Yeah.
used to be like, well, you
That
did
mixing
this
needs a
wrong.
little bit- yeah, exactly,
And
yeah.
this is what, and I
Facts.
took it as, okay. I see what
you
you're
were
saying.
also asking for it.
But
That's true, too.
Right. But I think I was kind of just sending it to you to be like, yo, this is what I learned today.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And you were like, yo, you don't necessarily need to do this and this and this.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you just supporting me
No,
because
no,
of being
I-
a good friend?
Yes.
Or-
Bro,
I'm just messing with you.
That's not true because I actually.
Oh,
Side note, I told
no.
him like, "Yo, you'll be a great DJ." Like originally, because
He
He's the one
cares
that
about
gassed me.
people's opinions.
no, but
He reads the crowd. He's like,
I-
yo, people are happy, they're not happy.
So-
I'd be the worst DJ in history.
you wouldn't be good.
Forget what the people
You wouldn't be good. Yeah, I'm gonna put you
This
onto
is
some shit.
fire.
Yeah.
This shit right here. If you know what I did in the crib to this, yo, this shower was bomb to this playlist.
I've sold my soul to so many songs that I'm like, I would never play this song. But because somebody asked for it or
Yeah.
it's a
Hot
popular
Stepper?
song,
The hot
Yeah,
stepper.
you do it for
shout out to
Faith.
Faiz.
The hot stepper. Now, I had like, what do you guys think that the babies? I don't know if you guys heard the controversy that happened with the baby or whatever. What his team should tell him
Yeah.
basically as far as keeping it real and we're on the topic of telling somebody the harsh realities of things. Did you guys see what the baby said?
I think he needs a better team, definitely.
Right, his PR team, at least,
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about that whole situation and what he said? I think he said something that was like disparaging to the gay community. Pretty direct. Some people say that it's hip hop. Hip hop's always been about speaking against things, sometimes being outspoken, saying things that probably aren't right, talking about murder or whatever. So how do you feel about that, just generally?
I think in my generation, homophobia or whatever was huge, and we didn't even look at it like homophobia. You know what I'm saying? People would say, the F word, and back then it was more acceptable, right?
Yeah.
Not that it was right, but it was part of the culture.
Yeah.
I think the culture has changed so much that we're informed more. We should be more sensitive to other other environments and other cultures. That he's got to be smart enough. As using his platform to know that he can't say certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it could be something as simple as, calling a woman, again, back in the days, calling a woman a B or a H, was the part of the culture. Not that it was right, but it was just something that we were kind of immune to. You can't do that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so as an artist at that level, you shouldn't be saying it, period, but, you got to be smart enough. This is going to mess up not only his career, but like his endorsements and all that other stuff. So, and also you're offending people. You know what I mean? You don't want to offend anyone. Especially people that are paying good money to come see you and they support you.
Absolutely.
Of all different communities, you got to be able to make sure that they all feel like they're supported by you as well.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I go by the role reversal thing.
Yeah.
I go by if he was the one in the crowd and someone said that, and how would he feel in the crowd? Would it rub him off a certain way if he identified with whatever LGBTQ community? And the reason I say that is I'm sure he's a parent, he's a father, and he would be upset.
Yeah.
He would be upset if his son or daughter or whoever was out there and someone's on stage saying XYZ happens to this particular group. I feel like like someone mentioned, he missed the part where in PR they tell you to think before you
speak, right?
You speak.
Yeah.
And I think for him, it's easy to pinpoint that this happened back in the day. Oh, Miami, Uncle Luke, all these people used to say X, Y, Z. No, we're in a society where there's a camera watching your even when you think someone's not recording.
Yeah,
they caught it.
That's a fact. That's a fact and a half. Yeah.
And this is not like the radio where you curse or you say something and then you can press that button before it goes out.
The 15-second
delay.
I think it's 2 second delay.
Yeah,
5 second
I don't
delay.
even know what it is these days. But there's no delay. There's no. You post something on social media, the screenshot gods are gone.
Yeah.
Caught it.
Yep.
Just like the first
one to upload it.
Yep. So you have to think before you say anything.
Yeah.
There's always someone that's going to feel some type of way. Mm-hmm. And for him, I think he just has to go back. And I don't know if he's even issued an apology. I think right now he's doing
can he fix this?
Can he fix this?
I think he doubled down, though. I think
at first he doubled down. I think today he issued an apology
because he got taken off of all those,
those
festivals.
I think it could be fixed because I feel like an artist like him, I think in the past he's gotten into some mess and it has been fixed. And it's music. The music is there's a lot of it's quick. It's like this is today's news.
Yeah.
I remember when this guy Tekashi was all over the media. I feel like. It's like we're quick to forget that this person said X, Y, and Z.
We were dancing at Ignition a year after.
Yeah, but you also have to remember now you've officially lost this cult following at these festivals and at these shows. You're officially done.
Yeah.
You're banned from these venues. You're never gonna get booked at whatever event it is. Like you're done. You're blacklisted.
Yeah.
And it's hard to come back from that. It's so hard. And even if you do come back, that crowd, when it's your turn to go on, they leave. Mm-hmm. They make a fool out of you.
Yeah.
They'll purposely, how they'll buy tickets to say they're coming to see you, and then your section will be gone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they never forget. So
That's a
Like
fact.
50 did to Ja Rule.
yeah, like they'll purposely,
You like that? Chetty like that? Version?
yeah. So he's in trouble.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
just think before you speak.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's it.
That's a fact.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys for joining us this week. I want you guys to, plug in any of your members that are
please.
not here, the key Wepa people, the
Nah,
core.
man.
Oh,
Yeah. Big up Yasmin.
Yes.
Yasmin came out. She saw us. She saw,
The neighborhood.
She was running by.
Yeah. She said,
Nice plug, man.
So let me pull up, see what these guys are talking about. So like I said, we've been doing this for almost 5 years, and our members have changed throughout the years, man. But the originals, Jans, Rose Mill, Nadies, Juan, and Fred, and those guys, and my parents, my sister, my ex-wife was really into it in the beginning. But and it changes. It changes every year, every season. It changes. Again, it depends on what people need. Yasmin just pulled up a couple weeks ago, so we don't know how
Literally.
long. We don't know how long she's gonna be around.
Were you a prior runner?
How's
How's it going?
right.
It's going good. It's going good.
And
That's
we
what she
haven't
said.
we
It's
haven't
going
dug
good.
into her brain yet to see exactly why she came out. But again, people come out for different reasons, and we want to support everyone that does come out, whether it's because they want to prepare for a race, or they're just dealing with some mental shit, or they just want to lose a couple of pounds, whatever it is, or they're just looking for something to do on a Thursday night. A good reason to get some Queens Bully beers.
Where do you guys meet? Thursday night at Queens
Thursday
Bully, what
nights,
time?
we meet at 6:45. We drop our stuff off. We take off around 7:10 p.m. We do about 3 or 4 miles. Les and I come up with the routes. We lead different groups, man, and it's been beautiful, man. And we just want to keep it going, man.
But no, shout out to the community. The community
Absolutely.
is what keeps it going. The community, whether it's, I feel like when you run in Queens, people are watching.
Yeah.
Because every week there's always someone that comes up like, oh, I saw you guys running last week, and now they're there. So shout out to the community, man. Queens is where it's at. That's
Queens, man. You heard that?
For Pride. Listen, so for Pride Month, we did a Pride run, right? So
Yo, rainbow colors and shit?
Yeah, we had the flags and everything. Everybody,
what's up, man.
we was
Psych.
represented. We actually did Wepa in the flag colors and
Okay,
everything.
that's dope.
That's good.
So we running through the community. We get to Forest Hill Station, and people are clapping for us. They're at the bar drinking. Yeah. And then we get on Queens Boulevard. I swear to God, people on their terraces, on their balconies,
That's
whatever,
fire.
looking down and clapping. And I'm like, I'm in awe. Like I'm running on clouds at this point. Like, wow, man, this,
And you
this
have
is
a
what
lot
I
of color
wanted.
on. You got a lot of color on.
Yo, kid, yo.
That runner's high went extra that
Yeah,
day.
and if, not for nothing, but you look at us. I didn't see runners that look like us when I started. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like now they look at us like, oh, those guys running? Are they running from somebody? And like, nah, we're running together, man. We trying to build community, man.
No, but
Yeah,
definitely
man.
shout out to the community. Shout out to all the members. I'm not gonna name drop because you know how that goes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So
I
shout out
ain't
to
tagging all
you
those
if
people.
you're watching. Shout
Word.
out to you.
Yeah.
Just at Team Wepa.
Yeah.
I ain't tagging nobody else.
Well, they tag. That's the beauty of it. They tag the team, they tag the page, they hashtag it. So, if you go through the hashtag, you'll see everybody that
right.
supports it, and it's been a beautiful thing.
But before we go, real quick, Dipset or Locks? You go first. I know you look real emotional about it. You're like, oh,
Very emotional.
hit
about it. Very.
So I'm a huge Styles P and Jada Kiss. So I'm fucking with the Locks, man. I like Dipset. I think Dipset makes better studio songs, better anthems. But when you really dig into the lyrics and even shout out to Sheik Luke, man, I mean,
yeah,
wow,
one of my favorite lyricists.
those dudes could spit, man. Cameron with the banana. That
was later, man.
I never got into that, man. But both dope movements, man. Listen, I'm not going outside tomorrow. I'm locking my door because the streets is gonna be on fire tomorrow, man.
That's a fact, yeah.
What about you, Les?
Man, I am originally from Yonkers, YO.
And you're going to betray them like that?
No. Let me finish.
Oh, okay.
Let me finish. I gotta go back to YO. My mom's still in Yonkers, bro. So for me, this is middle school and high school, and I feel like the Locks is just everything. It's the streets. You know what you get from the Locks. You know what you get from Chic. Jada and Styles rapping back to back.
No other duo like him.
Man, if you're a wordsmith, if you just like lyrical rap, hardcore, it's the Lox. I'm gonna go with the Lox because of just me being from Yonkers. But here's the but. Dipset shifted the culture when it came to
Fact though.
to the sound and even the production.
Yeah.
Even style.
Yeah,
Even style, yeah.
The beats they were using. Was
Heat
like,
makers.
oh,
That was the
man,
producers, heat
those
makers.
man, some of the instruments that those dudes used.
Yeah.
And what I liked, I mean, I'm going with the Lox, but what I love about Dipset is the samples they use.
Yeah. For sure.
It's like something that you find.
It didn't matter what they were saying.
And your grandma's
Yeah.
cassette tape.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you really-
sped up. Sped up
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. You go to a club, there's gonna be more Dipset hits.
yeah, right.
That gonna be DJ gonna play more Dipset joints than
I think
LOX.
as a brand too, like right behind the Wu-Tang logo. Think about that Dipset
They
logo.
got
the logo's
hardest
fire.
That
work,
shit is
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
Who you going with?
I'm going with Dipset just to be different.
just to
Dope.
be different.
Nah,
not
to be
why.
honest with
That's
you.
not why.
Nah, to be honest with you, yeah, I'm going.
It's
with
'cause of style.
I'm going for Dipset.
Yeah.
Probably because
'Cause
I'll
of
probably
style.
play. Yeah, I'll probably play more Dipset.
Style.
Yeah, that's
but,
what I'm
but as far
saying.
as bars, the
Hey,
Lox
I'm-
bars.
I agree.
Styles P wrote your favorite rapper lyrics
Yeah,
at
he's-
one point or
And
another.
they listen. The Lox and Biggie were there for that era.
Exactly.
Right, right.
That's
So
something the
if
Lox
you-
got on him.
if you
But
could keep
Biggie
up-
wanted to sign Cam. Remember that before
the whole
Biggie died, he wanted to sign Cam. so-
I heard the story
you know,
on Drink Champs.
so-
I heard the card hand.
Yo, we don't talk about any other podcasts. There's no other podcasts that exist.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it. He'll
I heard
edit
that
it.
story on
Edit it out. I heard that on beep.
Yeah.
Nah,
So-
I'm
Who you
going
going
Dipset, but I agree with all of you guys in
So
a
I'm
sense.
the
Like,
tiebreaker?
like the Lox, man, they have history, man.
streets,
Then
man.
in the '90s, while Cam was rapping, of course, spinning whatever, but the Lox, like they were part of Bad Boy in the '90s, man. Then afterwards, what they did when they were D Block, because remember they kind of evolved into
They've
D Block and stuff like
rebranded
that.
them. They're
Exactly,
still
yeah.
around.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've never broke up.
Yeah,
That's hard to do.
Styles just dropped an album like a week or two
Yeah.
ago. So,
heard
but
it.
one thing I want to say is I have actually a question for you. Like, who you think has the best verse on Never Scared? Cam or
Jada.
Or Jada?
Jada.
Who gets to play that song? Jada, because of that?
Well, that's kind of where that's why I'm siding with the Lox.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get the whole movement shit. I get the Dipset stuff, yada, yada, yada. Cool. It's all great. They did a bunch of things. The Lox can pull from everywhere.
Now,
dude.
are they gonna be
can.
able to do their own solo shit? Like,
Everything.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I
So
don't like
Jada
verses.
got-
I don't like
Jada
those
got-
rules.
I think
Jada
there's
got
no, yeah.
joints.
Yo,
Yeah,
because
that's
they could
facts.
pull
Yeah.
from Puffy's catalog and the Bad Boy 90s, Biggie shit, right?
gonna be
They
hard,
could
huh?
pull from their shit,
Mixtape era, but the mixtape
the mixtape era,
All about
Rough
the
Rider
Benjamins.
era.
the freestyle,
Yeah.
all about the
Wild
Benjamins is
Out.
killing
Yeah, exactly.
anything that Dipset
Okay.
has.
Dipset anthem, or we gonna make it?
We gonna make it.
We gonna make it. We gonna make it my favorite beat. I'll be
Wild
honest
Out
with
pretty
you.
dope,
I
too.
feel like
Dipset
it was
anthem is the national anthem.
Nah, I
it
hear-
was a shift.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? I'm sorry. What was that?
I feel like it was a shift. I feel like We Gonna Make It was a shift in conscience type of rap.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in my car as soon as
But-
we leave.
Yeah. Nah,
We'll
that's,
see.
that's, that's
We'll
an-
see
that's
tomorrow.
an-
We got 3-2. We got 3 going for the
an
Lox,
anthem.
2 for Dipset. Oh, Yasmin, what are you going for?
Dipset.
Oh, 3-3. There we go.
The Dips.
right, we'll
Dips.
find
I feel like the younger.
Oh, I just got a
generation's
text
going
from my
for
baby
Dipset.
mom. She's going for the Lox. Yeah. For the lead.
No matter what's gonna be great, it's gonna be good for the culture.
Yeah, no
People are
question.
gonna be there, whether you're wearing your Jada bandana.
Yo,
or
New
you got
York
your
runs the
pink
world,
on.
big
Facts.
I just hope nobody gets hurt, man. Just
Yeah, I think it's
Nah.
gonna be cool.
I like
Yeah.
what Styles put up today, though. It's true. Cam, you do not like Jimmy or Jewels. You've been using them for years.
I love that they're taking shots at each other like that. It's beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
that's the way it needs to be.
It's just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
wrestling.
It wouldn't be New York.
It's like
Well, let's
wrestling.
cheers to
I'm not
a
gonna
great
cheer with
show.
empty cups. So if
Teams
anybody
up.
needs a little
Oh, yeah,
bit,
yeah.
a little drip,
light us up. Light us up. Hold on.
I got you. I got you.
I ain't drinking no backwash, so
great.
give me some little
You ain't got
conjugations.
no backwash,
Thank you.
bro.
I'm
You good?
cool, cool. Yeah,
All right,
it's
cool,
cool.
cool.
Hey,
All right, fellas, it's a good episode.
thank you so much.
Cheers
Team
to you
Wepa.
guys.
Cheers,
Appreciate
cheers,
it.
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
Here you go.
Salute.
Salute.